Across the country, police respond to mental health calls every day, and the American Psychological Association estimates that number is somewhere around 20% of those calls.
Here in Detroit, the police report that as of yesterday, they've received more than 12,000 mental health calls this year alone. They respond to those calls in order to respond to them, DPD has a specialized mental health co-response team.
Sergeant Bryant George is a member of that group. Thank you for being here with us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
So this is obviously needed. You're getting so many calls specifically to mental health crisis. So far, how's it been going?
So thank you once again. It's been going great so far. You have officers who are trained in crisis intervention through our partner Detroit Wayne Health Integrated Network. These officers go out every single day super passionately about people who are experiencing crisis within our community. The great thing about this unit is that we have a partner, DWIN, who provides behavioral health specialists. And so we like to call them our mental health clinicians. And so you're looking at 21st century policing right here in Detroit, where you have sworn officers in a car corresponding with mental health clinicians, helping people who are going through different crises in our community.
You know, it's been a conversation, a huge conversation in the past few years, especially about if it's appropriate to have police respond to a mental health crisis situation. How does this response differ from your typical officer response? You get a call, you respond to it. How does this group respond differently? What's the experience like?
So I think the difference here, we're still working together, but it's that co-response part. You know, our units that are on routine patrol, they don't have the mental health clinicians inside of the car with them. So that's the biggest difference. However, we still co-respond together. We've taken additional training to assess persons in crisis. And we work, you know, in company with our behavioral health specialists. And then with our partner DWIN, we have a ton of resources that our routine patrol officers might not have right there readily to them. And so that's the biggest difference, is the resources and the training.
I know police get called to all sorts of things every day. How crucial would you say it is to have someone who can specifically help in these kinds of situations?
Oh, it's very important. I mean, look at the uniform here. You know, this is the uniform that I wear to work every day. It's more of a calmer approach. It's more of an inviting. It's not that tactical uniform where someone who could be experiencing a crisis might think, hey, I'm in trouble, I'm being arrested by the police, versus, whoa, this is more calming, it's inviting, I can feel safe, I can let them know about the crisis that I'm experiencing, and I can get the proper treatment that I need.
If you are in a family or you have a loved one who is struggling with their mental health, do you think having a department like this or a section within the department helps build that trust a little bit, or the confidence that this could be handled the right way?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, we get calls all the time. You know, I'm suffering, I have someone who's suffering from a mental illness or disorder, I don't know what to do. 911 would dispatch us after they, you know, identify the mental health nexus there. And it's just that relief. I'm so glad you all came. I didn't know what to do. You know, we can sleep tonight, and so we're really protecting and serving our community in a way where people are really suffering from, you know, different crises.
Now, is that always going to happen automatically? The dispatcher will make sure to send you guys rather than your typical police officers, or can someone call and even specifically request that this department?
You do have people who are familiar with the program. It's still new. We did become centralized at the earlier part of this year. But you do have people call and say, hey, I'm feeling suicidal right now. I need to be petitioned to the crisis center. And so they will request the CIT units through the Mental Health Co-Response Task Force. Yes, ma'am.
What has the community response been like so far? Because I'd imagine there's a lot of gratitude.
So much gratitude. You know, I'll say, for example, for myself, I was in a situation last month where we had a gentleman at the Detroit River who wanted to commit suicide. He had one of his close friends pass away, and he just felt so guilty. And that person was like a brother to him. And I let him know, hey, I have a tattoo on my arm. It represents my brother who, you know, died 4 years ago. And we built this connection where he wanted to die, but once we got him to the crisis center, you know, we hugged and hugged and hugged, take my number. And so that one story right there shows the community need this, and they receive it well.
Yeah.
We're so happy to see and hear that this is happening in Detroit, and we wish you and the rest of the unit the best of luck going forward. Sergeant George, thanks so much for coming by today. We appreciate your time.